Was a Nigerian family awaiting justice after 1 year since a teenage girl was raped by a neighbor on her way from school. More than 2 million women and girls in Nigeria are sexually assaulted each year, according to the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development. This prompted the Nigerian president to sign a law in 2015 that guarantees justice for sexual and gender-based violence. More of that in this report.
It's another day for Grace Jaffet to relive memories to her husband that stir anger and a cry for justice. Her recollections of the rape of her niece in October last year. Grace's niece was only 7 at the time and was raped by a man in this community of Barwa on the outskirts of Abuja.
She was on her way back from school when a man who lives next door lured her into his house and had his way with her. It's been a traumatic experience for her, so we had to send her back to her parents far away from here. Despite the fact that we are poor, we've spent so much money in court trying to get justice. But up till now, the case is still ongoing.
That incident has spurred Grace to help tackle sexual molestation in her community by joining hands with a non-governmental organization called Vaccine Network for Disease Control. The NGO runs sensitization campaigns targeting young girls in rural areas. It teaches them how to avoid rape, report any incident on time, and take their education and well-being more seriously. According to the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, more than 2 million women and girls in Nigeria are sexually assaulted each year. Many of the victims are in rural areas and most rape cases are not reported. As a result, President Muhammadu Buhari signed a law in 2015 that guarantees justice and protects the rights of victims of sexual and gender-based violence across the country.
Out of 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, only 14 have signed the anti-rape law. 23 others, mainly from the north, are yet to do so. In the month of June, the government declared a state of emergency on rape and sexual molestation across the country in a bid to tackle the issue.
However, experts say passing laws alone is not enough.
Beyond the law, I think what the government should do is to make sure there's implementation of the law. That's where the challenge is. There should be a synergy between the hospital, the police, and the community. And then to make sure that it gets to its logical conclusion. And that logical conclusion should be publicized so that you know for a fact that when you do those things, you will be jailed.
The NGO also works closely with rural community leaders in identifying rape cases and tackling all forms of sexual abuse. Monday Kogi is the chief of Barwa community. He says the NGO has made a difference through its programs.
The issue of sexual molestation used to be a huge burden to me as a leader and even to the entire community. But since the NGO came in last year to help sensitize the people and enlighten us on how best to tackle the issue, the cases of rape have completely died down. I am now actively involved as well in the struggle for a rape-free community.
The hope is that efforts by the government and NGOs could bring relief to the likes of Grace, as well as hope to the many children facing the risk of sexual molestation across the country.